Let us pray. Almighty God, you in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as the servants whom you have been pleased to call the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable members, I'd like to request the quorum bell to be rung for the first 5 minutes. Honorable members, I can spot Honorable Nyaoke sitting in for the majority leader. Can you please confirm if you have quorum in the house?
Uh, Madam Speaker, we have quorum.
Honorable members, I'd like to request the quorum bell to be rung for the next 5 minutes. Honorable members, Honorable Nyaoke, you are whipping the members. Maybe can you confirm if we have quorum in the house?
Madam Speaker, I can confirm there is more than quorum. Thank you.
Clerk, can you take us through the order paper for the day?
The third assembly, fourth session, order paper number 349B, supplementary order paper number 349B of today, Wednesday, 17 September 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, it's statement time. Next order, clerk.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion that this Honorable House adopts the report of Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani Initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly by the Honorable Moses Ochele.
Yes, Honorable Moses Ochele of Visca na Wawidi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the report of the Committee of Administration of Law, Justice, Good Governance and Security on the proposal for the establishment of the Bunge Mashinani Initiative for Kisumu County Assembly. Madam Speaker and honorable members, aware that pursuant to Article 185(3) of the Constitution 2010, Section 8 and 9 of the County Government Act 2012, read together with Standing Order number 193 of Kisumu County Assembly, Standing Orders, this Committee on Administration of Law, Justice, Good Governance, Constitutional Affairs and Security has undertaken comprehensive review of the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani, a mobile or decentralized sitting of the County Assembly, as a strategic and necessary evolution in the Assembly's operations to fully actualize its constitutional mandate. Recognizing that the Second County Assembly had attempted to conduct the Bunge Mashinani program a couple of times in the Seme and Nyanda sub-counties, but the program seemed to have been neglected or forgotten in that assembly. Noting that the establishment of devolved government under the Constitution of Kenya 2010 was a transformative act designed to fundamentally alter the relationship between the state and its citizens. It sought to dismantle a centralized system and replace it with one predicted on the principles of subsidiary, public participation, and local accountability. The Kisumu County Assembly, as the legislative and oversight body at the heart of the evolved structure, bears the primary responsibility for ensuring these principles are realized in daily lives of the people of Kisumu. The subject matter for consideration by the committee during its deliberations are summarized as follows. On 1, to examine the constitutional and statutory imperative for proactive public participation, demonstrating that Bunge Mashinani is a superior method for fulfilling this legal duty. And 2, to define the concept of Bunge Mashinani, tracing its origin and outlining its core objectives for enhancing governance. Number 3, to conduct a comparative analysis of similar initiatives in other Kenyan counties and internationally to provide evidence of the model's feasibility and success. 4, to propose a practical strategic framework for implementing Bunge Mashinani in Kisumu County, complete with the phased approach and thematic focus areas aligned with the committee's mandate. To articulate the anticipated benefits from the improved legislative quality to enhance social cohesion while addressing potential challenges with concrete mitigation strategies. And finally, to provide clear, actionable recommendations for the county assembly's consideration. Observation, Madam Speaker. The Bunge Mashinani provides a superior mechanism of fulfilling the Assembly's duty to facilitate public participation by removing logistic and financial barriers that ordinarily prevent citizens from accessing the Assembly precincts in Kisumu City. Second, that it will serve as a tool of enhanced legislation, ensuring county laws are context-specific, practical, and widely owned by the public. Third, that it will act as a powerful oversight mechanism, enhancing citizens to scrutinize the performance of the executive in real time and provide evidence directed to members of the county assembly. Fourth, that it will contribute a systematic civic education, demystifying legislative procedures and empowering citizens to engage meaningfully with the assembly. Fifth, that it carries the potential to strengthen socio-economic cohesion, access to justice, and rule of law by providing structured platforms for communities to deliberate on pressing issues such as resource allocation, service delivery, and conflict resolution. 6, that while financing logistical and political risks exist, these can be mitigated through a dedicated budget line, strategic partnership with the civil society, adherence to the procedural safeguards, and the development of strict and partisan rules of procedure for sittings held under this model. Recommendations. Madam Speaker and honorable members, upon careful analysis, the committee recommends as follows. 1, that this honorable house adopts the report of the Committee on Administration of Law, Justice, Good Governance, and Security for the proposal for the establishment of budget of Bunge Mashinani initiative. That the Assembly formally resolves to institutionalize Bunge Mashinani as a regular feature of its legislative calendar. 3, that the committee, in collaboration with the Assembly Service Board and the Office of the Clerk, develops a detailed implementation framework and sessional paper within 90 days of adoption. Incorporating bullet 1, amendments to the standing orders to recognize Bunge Mashinani sittings as formal proceedings of the Assembly. Bullet 2, a phase and rotational implementation model beginning with a pilot in financial year 2025-2026. Bullet 3, a robust budgetary and logistic plan and a formal feedback mechanism ensuring that citizens' contributions are acknowledged, acted upon, and reported back. Number 4, that a ring-fenced budget line for public participation, inclusive of Bunge Mashinani, be established to safeguard sustainability and accountability. Conclusion. Madam Speaker and honorable members, we have seen from Makueni, Nandi, and even the Senate of Kenya, the sittings outside formal chambers are not political gimmicks. They are constitutional imperatives. They bring assembly closer to the people, dismantle barriers of distance and cost, and allow citizens to give evidence, raise concerns, and shape laws where they live. To deny them, this forum is to betray the promise of Article 174 on devolution. The committee therefore urges this House to adopt its report and formally institutionalize Bunge Mashinani as part of our legislative calendar, complete with safeguards in standing orders, dedicated budget lines, and a feedback mechanism that guarantee every citizen voice is heard and acted upon. Madam Speaker, this is not just about procedure. It is about legitimacy, transparency, and the sovereignty of the people. By adopting this report, Kisumu County Assembly will set a national pace as a model of participatory governance. Accordingly, I beg to move that the House adopts the report on the proposal for the establishment of the Bunge Mashinani Initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly. I now invite Honorable Kelvin Oraro to second.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second the motion as read by the chair on this very important issue of Bunge Mashinani. Madam Speaker, I want to say without fear of contradiction that the most important thing that we do as Assembly is to represent wananchi. By virtue that Article 1 of the Constitution, they have the sovereign power. And the sovereign power, because there are so many and they cannot come to the Assembly, they have to elect a representative. And in most cases, some of these things that we discuss of great importance to the county sometimes becomes a very big headache for them to get information. Despite the fact that we have used several technology like YouTube, Facebook, and others, to some, still we don't reach them. So coming up with the initiative that can actually enable the grassroots, the people we represent, get to know the information about our role as their representative and much about the operation of the county government can be of great importance. And for that reason, as said or analyzed by the report and the committee recommendation, I stand to second the report as I support it, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, and now that the report by the Committee of Administration of Law, Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani Initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly has been presented and seconded. And as per standing orders, I'd like to propose a question, and I propose that this report is now open for debate. Yes, Honorable Bill Oliver of Kobura Ward. Honorable Millicent Omuya, I've noticed you. You'll be speaking next.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've read through the report and want to thank the committee for bringing this report to this House. Madam Speaker, if you look at this country and where we are so far, you realize that our people, the people of Kenya, really need environments that bring them closer to their leaders, and also environment that they feel comfortable in presenting the issues. I'm saying this, Madam Speaker, because if you look at the our system, how it works. Our county assembly is in the middle of Kisumu County, and we serve people from as far as Nyakach. Some people come as far from as around Koru area. These are people that at times, as much as the world is digitalized, we have the YouTube and all the other platforms that we are glad this assembly is using, but we really, not everybody can reach that. So devolving using the mashinani, bunge mashinani thing, I think it will bring our electorates closer, and it will give them ideas of getting involved in how this country is run. Saying this because when we take this, let's say for to Kubura, in as much as they are representative, elected representative, but you realize that people have very good ideas back at home. And if we bring bunge around our areas, we'll get at least petitions, we'll get ideas from these people as we interact with them. And we can even guide the public on how to do some particular issues. Because if you go around the social media and if you go back to our wards and you try to interact with these people, you realize that most of them, they have very good ideas that can really help us. And we've done public participations as an assembly. Some of them we've done as leaders. But that only doesn't bring everybody on board. So I'm very happy that we are having this. And I believe when our electorates will embrace this and they'll be coming to the Bunge Mashinani programs, they'll get to learn more about governance, they'll get to learn more about their leaders and more about the county. So, Madam Speaker, I really want to support this. And I'm glad if you look at the comparative analysis that they have done, it has worked elsewhere. And I believe if we do this and implement it and increase on how to perform this duty through the Bunge Mashinani, I believe we'll have solved a lot of issues at the ward level. Madam Speaker, this report should have come long time ago, because really this is what we need. And the mind of devolution was to bring leadership and bring development back to the ground. And I believe having Bunge Mashinani will bring that spirit a little bit closer to the Mwananchi. So I really want to support this, and I urge honorable members to support this report so that we get more interaction with our electorates. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Millicent Omuya. Honorable James Were, I'll give you an opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. First, I'm also rising to add my voice in supporting what is on the floor. I want to say that to the committee, this one is a well-thought idea. And where I'm seated or standing now, I'm just wishing that it was started long time ago. Finally, I'm seeing my ward participating and seeing how things are run in the assembly. And after this, I believe it's going to ease for us work, because when they will be in a position to attend, they will see what is happening. And the idea of like answering everything that the assembly does, finally I'll be having some other people who are also able to explain. So in totality, I'm saying that this one is a very, very, very good idea, and I'm fully supporting it. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable James Were, then Honorable Tomya, okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I also stand to add my comments on the report. Madam Speaker, this is an idea whose time has come. Madam Speaker, it is very, very important to have Bunge Mashinani. And Madam Speaker, going by the report, it is clear that the committee has dug deep and has given us even the case studies of counties where this has worked. Madam Speaker, looking at the several counties that have been given, Bunge Mashinani is working in Vega, it is working in Kitui, it is working in Turkana County, it is working in Kakamega County, it is working in Baringo, and it is working in Kajiado. Madam Speaker, there are reasons why so many counties have thought and found it wise to adopt the Bunge Mashinani. Madam Speaker, Bunge Mashinani will cure if we go by the observations but that have been raised by the committee. Bunge Mashinani will deepen the public participation. This will allow ordinary citizens to interact with elected people, engaging them through the debates that will be going on in those forums. And Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, so many people are not even aware of the roles of the MCAs, of the roles of the people that they elect. But through Bunge Mashinani initiative, we will be going from one ward to the other. And people from those different wards will be getting an opportunity to interact with their people. This will be a good show for them. This will build confidence amongst them. And Madam Speaker, Bunge Mashinani, as per the report, will also improve on accountability and transparency, because people will be able to know exactly what happens in their local bunges, what happens with their elected leaders, what is expected of them, what they do to improve the livelihood. Madam Speaker, also Bunge Mashinani will clearly enhance civic education and empowerment. So many people will be having, people through the engagement, people will be knowing much about the assembly role. They will know how to participate in key decision and public participation processes. Madam Speaker, this will even encourage so many people to want to engage, to want to participate, and also to make sure that their voice is heard, to make sure that their involvement becomes key. Madam Speaker, this is something that we need to give priority, and if there are key elements that we need to put right so that this happen, it is something that this House should adopt, should support. And Madam Speaker, I therefore support this report. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Tom Nyaoke.
And
I've noticed.
I was standing because today you see Tom Nyako is sitting on a very big chair, the majority leader. So I thought when I stand up, I'll be recognized and they will come later because of his position today.
Honorable Benny Pete had promised him that he'll be talking after Honorable Were. So let me just honor that. You'll speak next.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I can't live without supporting this very important report that has come before us today, Madam Speaker. And I want to say that by adopting this report today, it will be one of the biggest milestones that we are going to step into in this assembly. we are on record, Madam Speaker, that we have canvassed quite a lot about anticipating to have bunge mashinani. And actually, even the interest of people out there, some of them have been raising such questions as to why. Is it possible that you can have some of those your proceedings carried in maybe in sub-counties or in wards and so on and so forth? But today, Madam Speaker, I am particularly happy that the committee has sat, led by my senior Honorable Ochele, who has worked on that report together with the committee. They have looked at all the circumstances, including and not limited to ring fencing the budgetary allocations that can come forth to make this thing a success. Madam Speaker, this is something that once it is started, and I pray that North Nyakach, being the largest ward in this county, will be listed as #1 location that we will be able to start with. And I'm happy that the chair is listening and that the list will have North Nyakach as the top ward to host the first bunge mashinani. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to support.
Yes, Honorable Benny Pete, or you've donated to Honorable Alice Odek. Please go ahead. Honorable Benny Pete has taken his seat.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I also want to add my voice on this very important issue we are discussing now. First of all, I want to start by applauding the committee who has come up with this issue of bunge mashinani. It is long overdue, and I think it is a very good idea. As you are aware that this bunge mashinani is going to bring us close to our people in the grassroots. Most of them don't really understand what we do in the assembly, except just but a few. They really know our roles, but they don't know exactly what is done in this house. So when we take this information to them, it will be like a civic education, and it is also going to bring us to get closer to the people, because most of the time you can hear that our people are complaining that they don't get services which they maybe expect from us. And sometimes they really don't really know our role. They cannot distinguish between our role and the county executive. So bringing this issue of bunge masilani is a very good idea. It is going to make our work easier by the people at the ground are going to correct us where we are wrong. We are also going to educate them on issues which touch on them. Because, you know, public participation is there, but mostly public participation, most of our members don't attend. I don't know, even if we try to mobilize them, they don't. But I know the community is going to be so excited, and especially when we go down there and sit down with them to sort out their issue. This is a well-thought issue, and I'm so excited about this issue, and I want to give it my full support. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Benny Pete.
Madam Speaker, today we have a matter that is coming up for the second time in this House. It was first mooted during the second assembly. It was practiced a little, then it died on the way, and today we are reviving it through a motion, Madam Speaker. This is a good way of making decision in Parliament. Because when the Parliament pronounces a matter, the executive is expected to take it serious. The other time, when it came up, I think it was just mooted by the executive. The practice started, it died that way. But this one brought up by the committee, I hope will not die the way that one died. Madam Speaker, at that time, the County Assembly was able to hold its functions in Miwani Ward and East Seme. And the public were very enthusiastic to see their representatives on the ground and to see them debate. And they were keen to learn what is really the role. What are these men doing, these men and women doing? But Madam Speaker, I hope it is now coming back in full swing. Madam Speaker, Bunge Mashinani will enlighten our people on our role as legislators, and they will know what our representation entails, and that how laws are made. And there's one element which members of the public do not understand well, the representation of their elected leaders. Those will come out, Madam Speaker. And now that a number of countries have gone this way, including the Senate, it is very much proper for Kisumu County Assembly to follow suit. And Madam Speaker, there are a number of things which are taken for granted. And when they are not properly explained to the public also don't understand them. This calls for us to go to the ground and let the public be sensitized on the difference between the assembly and the executive and what their roles entail. We shall do a good thing to the people of Kenya because the people will get educated. And for people to get educated at times is not easy. It comes at a cost. And it needs time. And I think this is the direction we are taking. Madam Speaker, when the members of the assembly go to the ground, you will see how enthusiastic our people are. They will field questions to the members. They will mingle with the members. They will have discussion at personal level, at sometimes with the members. And this politically is important in our role. When we mingle with the members of the public, when we have a discussion at personal level, this will augur very well for the people of this county. Madam Speaker, the Assembly is today pronouncing itself on this, Bunge Mashinani. And the Assembly Executive, we hope, will take this with the seriousness it deserves. And Madam Speaker, we are passing this when the budget had already been passed. I'm now pleading with the members that we make an amendment asking the Assembly Executive to provide allocation for this. Because I suspect this could be one of the reasons that is why it failed during the second assembly. I propose that budgetary allocation be undertaken for Bunge Mashinani during the supplementary budget. And as we stand now, we cannot figure out the figure. Well, if we ask for for budgetary allocation during the supplementary budget, the executive knows what their role should now be. So when we shall be asked that there is no allocation for this, we shall plead them. The assembly had passed that allocation should be given during the supplementary budget. And I propose that budgetary allocation for Bunge Mashinani be given during the supplementary budget so that we enjoy these matters of Bunge Mashinani before the end of this financial year. And I plead with the Honorable Kelvin Oraro to support.
Yes, Honorable Kelvin Oraro.
Allow me to second the proposal proposed by Honorable Oiko that we amend the report and include the issue that upon approval, Madam Speaker, this report is so important to members, both elected and specially elected. And upon discussion of supplementary budget, the issue of Bunge Mashinani be considered, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, and therefore a proposal on the amendment on the recommendations of the report, on the report by Administration, Law, Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee, on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani initiative for the Kisumu County. And I'd like to propose a question, and I'll open this for debate. Yes, Honorable Sam Dede.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support the issue which has been brought on board by Honorable Iko, that before anything takes place or any activity takes place, there must be a budgetary allocation. And being that we want to pass this motion now, and the budget allocation was not, the budget was not allocated for that, I would like to say that let us go with the amendment by saying that we introduce something in the supplementary under the governance department, so that to facilitate the issue of Bunge Mashinani. Otherwise, I support, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Moses Ochele.
Madam Speaker, I call upon the mover of the amendment to reply.
Honorable Benny.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when such matters come, at times it is taken for granted that implementation will just be done. Implementation cannot just be done without budgetary allocation. So the House is in agreement that the executive looks into this matter. I'm referring to the Assembly Executive Office to look into this matter and provide adequate budgetary allocation for this important function of Kisumu County Assembly. Because members will be going to the ground. Staff will be going to the ground. There are a number of matters that will be looked into, which will have financial implications. So I thank the House for approving that. Madam Speaker, in Kisumu County, when Bunge Mashinani...
Honorable Benny Peter, have you replied?
Yes.
Are you still continuing with your reply, or that's your debate?
I've replied. I'm now continuing with the debate.
Okay, let me close. Okay, honorable members, and now that there's been an amendment, An amendment proposed by Honorable Benny Pete Oiko on the recommendations by the JLAC committee on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly has been proposed, seconded and debated. I'd like to put a question, and I put that as many of the opinion that this amendment be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it, and therefore, the proposal by Honorable Benny Pete Oiko on the Assembly to have a budgetary allocation for the Bunge Mashinani activities be included in the recommendations of the report has been adopted, and therefore it forms part of the report. Honorable Benny Pete, therefore you can continue with your debate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. When the debate flows that way, the House is very lively. Madam Speaker, Kisumu County will go on record to have established Bunge Mashinani, and the executive had also established Huduma Mashinani. The two, when well put in practice, will sensitize, will enlighten the people of Kisumu County, and the matter of oversight, the role of both Assembly and the Executive will be well articulated to the members of the public. And we shall be happy as the third Assembly that has brought matters that make it easy for the members of the public to relate with the Assembly and the Executive on their role. And that will be governance and oversight. And we shall be on record as a well-enlightened Assembly and a well-enlightened Executive, Madam Speaker. With those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I so contribute.
Yes, Honorable Zako Koyo. Continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first of all, let me appreciate the team, the committee which has brought this matter forth. And indeed, I want to concur with my colleagues that it is timely, and we need to adopt the report and pass it so that we can move to Bunge Mashinani. Madam Speaker, I believe almost everybody has contributed, and they have confirmed to this Honorable House that members of the public would wish to see what we do and how we perform our work in the Assembly. And Madam Speaker, I also want to say that besides members of the public coming to see what and how we perform our duty in the Assembly, it is also, and it would also be very, very important to us when we will be discussing matters of the county government down at Mashinani. Madam Speaker, this, like my colleague Benny Oiko said, Honorable Benny Oiko said, that this is a matter which came up maybe in the second Assembly and it is coming up now. We would not want to see this matter failing as it happened in the last Assembly. So, Madam Speaker, I would also ask my colleagues as well, honorable members, to see the need of having this Bunge Mashinani, and we pass the report. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support.
Honorable Peter Obaso.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me also be in concurrence with the previous speakers on this issue before the House. Madam Speaker, I want to start by commending the committee for this well-thought idea. Secondly, Madam Speaker, as you know, evolution still needs sensitizations within for our people or back in the villages to know more about devolution. And through this is another way that members of the public are going to learn more about devolution. So this is a well-thought idea, and this also brings service delivery to the doorsteps of our electorates. So I want to be in concurrence with the fellow members in support of this motion before the House, and I also support. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Geoffrey Warinda.
Madam Speaker, going by the mood of the House, may I call the mover to reply?
Yes, Honorable Moses Ochele.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to thank, first and foremost, the Committee on JLAC for having worked tirelessly to come up with this report. Secondly, Madam Speaker, it is also my pleasure and privilege to appreciate members of this House who have contributed positively to the motion, and with the hints and amendments therein, I want to believe that the House is in sync with the report and the motion beforehand. Madam Speaker, allow me now to reply to some few issues, not so grave, but I'll start with by mentioning Honorable Nyauke. Honorable Nyauke, I know you said it on a light touch, but North Nyakaji ward is not the largest. You'll go to the records and you'll know that it might be probably number 11. So, and then the prerogative of assigning, if the House approves the motion, the prerogative of assigning which wards or which sub-counties are to be attended, we rely solely on the County Public Service Board, being the engine organizing the operations of the Assembly. Madam Speaker, I also want to inform the House that Bunge Mashinani initiative was first born in the year 2015 in the first Assembly. And it was not a matter of the House, it was a matter born from the County Assembly Service Board plus the Executive. And those days, the leadership of the House was sitting squarely in the Service Board, where the minority leader and the majority leader were the representative of the members in the board. So they gave this idea, and one such occasion was held in Aero, multipurpose. Thereafter, it never saw the light of the day. And most likely, there was no budgetary provision, so there was a challenge in financing it. And I've gone through records on how the previous assembly, that is the second assembly, got this idea. It was just the same as the first. It was never a matter which was born from the House. It was a proposal by the service board and the leadership, and indeed they tried, they attended 2 occasions, in Miwani Ward and in East Seme wards. Thereafter, it collapsed, basically because of lack of budgetary allocation. Therefore, Madam Speaker, today as members have debated, it is worth noting that members of the public generally, a good percentage of members of the public do not access our social media platforms. More so, some of us who come from the rural areas. Those who stay in the rural areas do not follow the proceedings of the House. So they are just trying to imagine, how does this Mheshimiwa represent me? How does he oversight? How does he legislate on my behalf? And therefore, they lose track in the process, Madam Speaker, by not actually knowing the role of member of the County Assembly. What is known outside there is that members of the County Assembly decide what kind of projects to be done in the ward, when they are to be done, when they are to be completed, and how they are financed. It is a burden, Madam Speaker, when there's a problem of a road in the ward. You can struggle to explain to the public that I put it in the budget, it is now the executive to do their part. They can't listen to that because what they know, it is about this house, members of this house, who executes the development projects. They identify, they procure, they oversight on the ground, and then finally they pay the contractors upon completion. And therefore, the outcry there, when there is a failure in terms of service delivery, it is not a failure of the governor. Nobody will ever shout of the governor to have failed of doing something. But the problem is on the members of this house. In the past 2 years, Madam Speaker, the executive came up with this idea of Huduma Mashinani. Huduma Mashinani has been largely very successful, and they explain their role, but then they leave it at the boundary. They don't say that if a road is not done, it is them. They say the road, if it is not done, talk to your Mheshimiwa. If it is properly done, talk to your Mheshimiwa. So the buck stops with the Mheshimiwa at that Huduma Mashinani initiative. So at the end of it, they come out more angered by our lack of performance. So, Madam Speaker, if members can get opportunity to go out there, interact with the public, and actually explain what it is meant in law by the word representation, how do we represent them? How do we legislate the laws of the county? And how do we oversight? What limit do we have in oversighting? And then generally, what is our role in project execution? I think such a platform is very necessary to disabuse the notion of the members having all the powers to failing to do or doing projects on the ground. Madam Speaker, another thing which is worth noting is that whenever a good initiative is brought forth by any member of this house and approved by the house, but there is lack of finances, then however good it is, Madam Speaker, such a program cannot see the light of the day. Therefore, I want to commend my brother, Honorable Oiko Pete, to have noticed that whether it is that good, but there's no allocation for it, then it will be like just the past years. It will not take off. Therefore, I also emphasize that if the House so approves the motion, then the service board must ensure that as they prepare the supplementary budget, which they are working on now, then they take a portion of the finances based on how they determine how many sittings will occur in a financial year. Then they must give a vote line for this Bunge Mashinani. With that, Madam Speaker, then we'll be actively involved in this kind of activity. Finally, Madam Speaker, normally once the report has been passed, I know you directed to a relevant department of the Assembly. But then it will be upon that relevant department, which be it service board, to ensure or determine how many sittings shall we be having in a financial year. And I believe that will be guiding on the allocation in the budget book. Otherwise, I thank members so much, and I pray that unanimously, as we've debated, we approve the motion, and then we pray that it be implemented forthwith. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I reply.
And honorable members, and now that the report by the Committee of Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani Initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly has been presented, seconded and debated. And as per standing orders, I'd like to put a question. And I put that as many of the opinion that this report be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay. And therefore the ayes have it. And therefore, the report by the Committee of Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security on the proposal for the establishment of Bunge Mashinani Initiative for the Kisumu County Assembly has been adopted today, Wednesday, 17th of September, 2025 at 15:46 hours. And therefore, I direct that this report, together with the Hansard report, be submitted to the relevant department for purposes of implementation. And I therefore further direct that the implementation committee to report back to the House with the progress after 90 days. Next order, clerk.
Order number 9. Motion that this Honorable House do now adjourn its sitting until Tuesday, 23rd September 2025 at 2:30 p.m. by the Honorable Leader of Majority.
Honorable members, I'm in communication from the Leader of Majority, Honorable Ken Ooko, who is away on official duty, and therefore he assigned Honorable Tom Nyaoke to move the motion on his behalf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the Majority Leader, I wish to move a motion on adjournment for matters of county importance. Madam Speaker and honorable members, that aware that the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, being responsible for maintaining internal security, overseeing national registration services, managing immigration policies, and coordinating national government functions. Further, aware that in execution of its mandate, the Ministry has initiated a program of citizen engagement through town hall meetings across all 47 counties with the objective of enhancing public participation, assessing the security situation on the ground, and building synergies with the devolved institutions. Cognizant that the ministry has scheduled a town hall meeting in Kisumu County on Thursday, 18th and Friday, 19th September 2025, to be presided over by the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, EGH. During the said meeting, the Cabinet Secretary will meet with county leadership, members of Parliament, members of the County Assembly, and security agencies to deliberate on security matters as well as the government's bottom-up economic transformational agenda better. Noting that the Cabinet Secretary has formally extended an invitation to the Governor, members of Parliament, and members of the County Assembly to participate in this engagement forum, which is urgent county importance given the prevailing security concerns in the region. Recalling that pursuant to Standing Order number 28, that is dealing with hours of meeting, and the assembly sits on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and pursuant to Standing Order number 30, that is dealing with adjournment of the County Assembly, a member may move a motion for adjournment at any time for stated reasons. Further, pursuant to Standing Order number 36, That is, motions which may be moved without notice. A motion for the adjournment of the county assembly may be moved without notice. Now, therefore, I pray that this honorable house, pursuant to standing orders number 25, that is regular sessions of the county assembly, standing order number 28, hours of meeting, standing order number 30, adjournment to the county assembly, and 36, motions without notice, resolves to adjourn its plenary sittings on Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, in order to allow honorable members to participate fully in the scheduled town hall meeting convened by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration. Madam Speaker, I wish to call upon Honorable Ochele to second the motion.
Yes, Honorable Moses Ochele.
Thank you. Allow me to second the motion as read on behalf of the majority leader by Honorable Tomia, okay, that the House adjourns to Tuesday next week, following the matters which have just arisen, matters we call matters of grave national importance. And Madam Speaker, the matters that are forcing the CS Interior and National Cohesion to be going around the county is a matter which is obviously known by the members of Kisumu County Assembly. It is matters of insecurity everywhere. And Madam Speaker, you should be aware that even the committee in charge of security in this house developed a similar platforms. One was held at Nyalenda B ward at Honorable James Were's ward. And then we held one for the entire Kisumu Central Sub-County at Mama Grace Onyango Social Hall. And we are planning to hold similar sittings in the remaining sub-counties. And a report will be tabled in this house. So, Madam Speaker, insecurity in this nation is worrying. And particularly us from Kisumu County, we cannot sit back and watch our county being thrown to the dogs. And therefore, if the leadership of the nation so wish to engage the citizens and most of the leadership on this matter, then, Madam Speaker, it is a good move, a move in the right direction. And as member of the Assembly, I want to believe that we should be there and engage the CS on matters where we feel the national government is failing us. When we were at Honorable Were's ward, we generally realized that some of the lapses are with the national security agencies posted in our villages, encouraging similar bad practices in our midst. Therefore, if you can open up and share with the Waziri, then I think maybe improvement can be in their service delivery. Otherwise, I second.
And honorable members, and now that the motion on adjournment for matter of county importance has been moved and seconded, I therefore propose a question as per standing orders, and I propose that this motion is now open for debate. Honorable Peter Obaso.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I call the mover to reply?
Honorable Nyaoke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Obaso, for carefully reading the mood of the House. Madam Speaker, what I would want to request my fellow members is that we kindly avail ourselves for this important session that is going to be there tomorrow, so that we deliberate on the security situation of our county. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I reply.
Honorable members, and therefore that the motion on adjournment for matter of county importance has been presented, seconded and debated, and it's therefore time for me to put a question. And I put that as many of the opinion that this motion be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. And therefore the ayes have it. And therefore, with reference to our standing order number 31, this House therefore stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 23rd of September, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Honorable members, you can all be upstanding.